Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, today is Sunday, January 5th, 2025. It's the last day of the NFL regular season. Now, why am I here? I usually don't come on Sundays, but I'm going to tell you why. There were two games played last night. The Baltimore Ravens, of course, beat the Dickens out of the Cleveland Browns, and the Cincinnati Bengals managed to get past the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, first of all, I want to say kudos to the NFL for setting up one day focused just on one division. It was a fantastic and novel idea. It was the NFC North that they focused on, and it cleared up a lot of confusion concerning the playoffs. Only one team, Cincinnati, remains on the bubble as of now in the AFC North. Now, as I made my 4 a.m. coffee run this morning, I was listening to David Shepard of the Good Shepherd Sports Show. And, it intrigues me because this is the Amazing Great Sports Network. So it has kind of a religious, spiritual, biblical au- aura to it. And so does the Good Shepherd. So I like the Good Shepherd also. The guy's really good. And three things jumped out at me. Shepard's Sports Show, on it, he has actually two runaway favorites for the MVP. And they are Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Now, those are pretty good candidates, but really, if you're not ringing the bell for Saquon Barkley is the league's MVP, a guy with over 2,000 yards rushing, with the possibility of breaking the NFL's all-time rushing record for a season with still a game to go. If you're not touting him for MVP, okay, then your analysis really can't be taken seriously. And I'll tell you why. Because it just means you're taking Allen or Jackson as a biasness. Okay, the quarterback position. You're biased toward the quarterback position in deference to the running back position. Okay? And if you're going to have that, if you're going to say by default, the quarterback position is more important, more valuable than the running back position, then you still got it wrong. Because then Joe Burrow should be the MVP of the NFL, not Allen or Jackson. Okay? And I'll tell you why. Burrow has more touchdowns and more yards than any other quarterback in the league. And that includes Allen and Jackson. He has 100 more completions than either Allen or Jackson. He's averaging more yards per game than Allen or Jackson. And let's get real about this, okay? Allen and Jackson are both running backs that throw the ball. Really. Jackson more than Allen, but neither one is in the passing class of a Mahomes, or of a Burrow. That's it in a nutshell. And I'll give you something else. Joe Burrow is the only quarterback of the three, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow, to ever beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I don't know what you're missing, but that is the rest of the story. Now, the second thing that jumped out at me, there's three things, is that Pittsburgh Steelers fans, they're some of the more clueless fans in the league. Well, actually, I like to think that they are just plain dumb more than they are dumb. I mean, they are supremely loyal to their brand, the Pittsburgh Steelers. But you have to face reality, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. You have to face reality. And I think it's staring you right in the face, but you don't want to see it. And here it is. I am going to shine a spotlight on it. You have two DEI hires, two diversity, equity, and inclusion hires who are killing your franchise. They are Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan. That's right. I said it. Over the years, Mike Tomlin has done less with more than any coach in the NFL. Every good coach with a decent team beats the pants off them. I know. I remember when the Patriots would come into Pittsburgh, Heinz Field, and the Steelers would have the better team. And Bill Belichick would beat the pants off of him. every time. Every time. That's ridiculous, but it's true. The Steelers lose. And, well, they fired the defensive coach. It's his fault. It's defensive coordinator. Okay. The Steelers lose. The offensive coordinator gets blamed and they fire him. Hello? Steeler ownership, Steeler fans. Guess what? Your team is still mediocre at best. So the problem was not the coordinators. The problem is Mike Tomlin. That's number one. Now for your second problem, Omar Khan. Omar Khan is a yes man who has risen to his Peter principle of incompetence. There is an old saying, Mr. Khan, and it seems like you have not heard it, so I will say it for you. When you have two supposedly good quarterbacks, you have none. Chicago, doing the dumb stuff Bears management is known to do, gave you Justin Fields for pennies on the dollar. I think a sixth-round draft pick. Basically shipped him out of town on a rail. I don't know what they owed you. I don't know if you had some pictures on him or whatever the case, but they gave you the guy for nothing after they totally ruined his career in Chicago. Now, guess what? You had struck gold. That was it. You had struck gold. You got Justin Fields for a sixth-round draft pick. Basically nothing. You should have been satisfied. You had time to get him in early and focus solely on him, raising his confidence, getting him up to par on the schemes and the things you wanted to do. But no, guess what? You got greedy. You got greedy. And when me, all the time, Russell Wilson was dangled in your face, you jumped on it like a big mouth bass and just locked onto the bait. Russell Wilson, the guy Denver was willing to pay $40 million a year for, you were going to get for $1 million. Wow. Omar, you were going to look like a genius. But tell me, have you ever heard this before? If something sounds too good to be true, it generally means that it is too good to be true. Let's take a look back. If we go back 10 years, we'll find that over the last 10 years, Russell Wilson has managed to lose every meaningful and tight game that he's been in. But for some reason, that didn't scare you off. No, siree. You Usain bolted at the opportunity to saddle your team with Wilson's shot, athleticism, and narcissistic attitude. Don't you remember when he was supposed to be hurt, when the season started? He wouldn't pick up a clipboard. He wasn't there supporting Justin Fields. He was walking around with a helmet like he was ready to get in the game, and he was supposed to be injured. Didn't you sense something was wrong with that even then? But no, I guess not. Okay. Russell Wilson eventually finagled himself into the starting position. And now at the end of the season, as happened in Seattle, whatever, the team has lost 4 in a row and 5 of the last 7. Yes, Pittsburgh has made the playoffs, but it looks like their opponent will be the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, which will be their 5th consecutive loss and the end of the season. And Justin Fields, the guy with all the talent and the time that you could have spent with him to get it up right and get the team needed somebody young. Well, if Justin Fields is smart and has any type of mature counsel around him, Justin Fields will be on the very first plane out of Pittsburgh as soon as he can. Because it's not going to get any better. And so, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I don't know what to tell you, but I'm telling you, I do know what to tell you. Get off the Mike Tomlin coattails. The guy is mediocre at best. It doesn't matter what offensive coordinator you give him. It doesn't matter what defensive coordinator you put in there. It doesn't matter a change of GMs. That's right, because Omar Khan is just the last 2 or 3 years. I think he came in 2002 or 2001. 2021 or 2022. But he just came in the last 2, 3, 4 years. So before that, Mike Tomlin was still looking the same. It didn't matter. He does less with more than any coach I know. And last, the third thing that jumped out at me. It had to do with the Vikings and Detroit game. And David Shepard, David Shepard, and a lot of his callers were going on and on and on about, well, Detroit deserves to win. Now, before I get into that, this is the first game in the history of the NFL where two 14-2 teams, or two teams that have won 14 games, are battling it out on the last game to see who clinches the division. That division, the division that both teams are in, it's absolutely on the line. So let's just get that out the way. Is it a big game? Yes. Is it the biggest game of the day? Obviously, yes. Is it the biggest game of the season? It might turn out to be. It might turn out to be the biggest game of the season. So many people are saying, as I alluded to, that Detroit deserves to win, or that they're going to win, or that they are going to win because they deserve to win. Well, I got something I got to tell you. As William Money said in Clint Eastwood's unforgettable movie, Unforgiven, as he said right before he plugged Gene Hackman, deserved ain't got nothing to do with it. That's right. What you deserve ain't got nothing to do with what you're going to get. Detroit will win if they come with the effort and the execution needed to win. Nothing is deserved in the NFL or in sports for that matter. It has to be earned. In fact, all of us have to earn what we get. So, with that being said, let's go, Detroit. Roar, Lions, roar. Roar, Lions, roar. I'm going for Detroit to win the game. Not that I have anything against Minnesota. I like Minnesota also. I really do. Sam Darnold is the comeback player of the year. And I think if they keep him around, if they sign him for next year, the Vikings will win the Super Bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have fun. Have a great Sunday. Say your prayers. And go Detroit. Let's make Detroit great again. I don't know how that works. It's not MAGA, but make Detroit great again. What's that? Migga, Mig. Well, you get the idea. Let's go Detroit.